So on today's project, what we're going to be doing is replacing this 15 by 30 Esther Williams pool liner. This pool here is an older one, just like our last video. Is probably a good 25-30-year-old pool. So we're going to be replacing the liner in this one today. The liner that's currently in the pool has seen better days, as you can see. So the first thing we have to do is we have to get all the leaves and debris out of the pool, and then we're actually draining it as well. So we got to get all the water out and then start cutting the liner out. So what we're doing here is we're peeling the liner back down to one end and cutting it out piece by piece. Once we get the liner out, we can start retouching the bottom. This pool is unique. It actually had a clay bottom, which is honestly something we rarely ever see. It makes it very difficult to work with because the clay is so hard. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some new sand down and resurface a lot of the spots. You can see where some of the algae-filled water is puddling. Those are all low spots. And there's no cove built around this pool, which for some reason any of these Esther Williams pools built didn't have coves built around the edge. So we're going to get all that stuff fixed. So we're using sand here. We're packing it all in. What we ended up doing is we put about a yard of sand throughout the pool in different spots and used our grade rake to rake it all out. Packed it all in and got a nice smooth base. We also had to build a cove around the perimeter of the pool to build up the edges. This was kind of a tough spot. We had to bucket all the sand up from the deck. It was kind of a tough one, but we got it done. So as you can see here, we're just packing in all the spots that are low. There's quite a bit on the sides of the pool. Now the base is all set. We're ready to start putting the wall foam on the walls, and then we'll put the liner in next. So these pools here are a little different from a traditional above-ground pool. These walls are very rigid. It's a slat wall pool. Regular above-ground pools are nice and smooth, so you don't necessarily need the foam. But we're going to put the foam around the whole entire perimeter. As you see here, we have it installed. We're cutting out the skimmer and the return cutout, so that way we can put them in once the liner's in. And this foam is really going to protect the liner against the edges of the pool. Now we got the liner starting to go in. We usually start in the corners and work our way around. That way we can make sure everything's lined up. We'll line up one end of the pool first, make sure that it all fits, everything's going to line up, and then we'll go away right around the entire perimeter of the pool. So we got the liner in. First shot, everything lined up good. Sometimes on these oval pools, if you don't get it perfectly lined up, you may have to take it down and reset it. This one worked out really well. We got everything lined up perfect. As you see here, we're starting to fill it with some water. We got the tanks out in the truck. We have about 500 gallons of water that we filled up. We're pumping in. And this is enough to set that liner, get all the wrinkles out, and we can cut the skimmer in once we're done. So as I mentioned in our last video, the last liner we did of this type of pool, you can't use a vacuum to set the liner on these. Unfortunately, with the slats, it will just pull air in and will never pull the liner back. So these pools, we actually have to get in there and pull all the wrinkles out by hand and set it basically all by hand, which we did this one perfect. No wrinkles at all whatsoever. We got the skimmer cut in, the return cut in, and just got to continue filling it up, and this pool will be all set to go. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. We have a ton of projects coming up, so stay tuned.